if you were to go on Twitter or Instagram after the budget, there was only one topic that was being discussed. That was the crypto tax. Sarthak, you did a take on that. I've read, your point of view on this. Take everyone through what the government announced. Does this mean it's legal? Does this mean like the government is addressing the fact this is going to be legal? What are your thoughts on this?
So I think it's kind of premature to assume that the fact that they've imposed a tax on it means that it's been legalized. And that's because the Income Tax Act and the Income Tax Department also charges tax on incomes made from illicit activities. So, taxation is a completely different law where the government says if you are making money off of anything, you please offer my share to me. And I think a lot of tax experts also were expecting a 30% tax. Why? Because it's so much in sync with speculative income at this point, given the kind of volatility that is there. So speculative transactions, incomes from betting, from horse racing are all taxed at say 30%. So they've put crypto and virtual digital assets in the same category, which makes sense. Of course, there are going to be questions and a lot of concerns around so many aspects now till the time the Income Tax Department doesn't really come out with clarifications on independent points. For example, valuation. Now, say the day I received my payment in crypto, it was converted to rupees worth possibly 1 crore rupees. And 1 month down, it's reduced to say just about 25 lakhs. However, if I were to go by valuation mechanisms, the incidence of tax would possibly be the day on which I received the money, at which point the valuation was say 1 crores, and I would end up paying more than 30% on it, including surcharge and cess. However, what I'm left off of that crypto on the present day when I'm actually paying the tax may be much lesser than the tax liability itself. So I think there are going to be concerns around valuation. There are going to be concerns around how you acquired that crypto. So say someone who's actually minting a digital asset or an NFT and has spent so much energy on just minting it. Would you consider that as cost of acquisition or not? Because there are various ways to acquire digital assets. Apart from that, is the tax incidence going to arise when you actually convert it to any other legitimate recognized currency around the world? Or if you convert it to any other type of crypto asset. So say I've got Bitcoin, but only for safekeeping, I think there's a lot of volatility here. I may just convert it to Ethereum. Would that trigger another transfer, which is liable for taxation? So basically, if all of these questions are unanswered, the tax department is just going to find possibly 5 or 6 instances which would trigger tax incidents and end up with a formula to take more tax from you than maybe you've made from the entire transaction.